Hello everyone, welcome to Data Avenue. In this video, I am going to talk about Agile software. Hope you have seen my first video, the part 1 of Agile. We spoke about the definition of Agile, the difference between Agile and Scrum, what is the Scrum framework, what are the different terminologies used in Scrum, what are the story points, how to estimate, what are the different factors to be considered, and techniques are used. Those who are missed, I provided a video link in this description. So I request you to visit the part 1 before continuing into part 2. In this video, let's look at the what is agile software tools, why it's needed, and let's talk about a sample. We'll take a look at the Jira board, how the story looks like, how to create a tickets, how to create a subtask, stories and tasks, and what are the other features. So daily stand-up, which is a very famous terminology in Scrum. Your day start with a daily stand-up. It's a brief meeting, 10 to 15 minutes of meeting every day. If you look at this, the picture shows typically this is how the initial days of Agile was. So either the sticky notes or the whiteboards were used in order to visualize the whole status of the sprint. Let's assume the floor have 10 teams. So if we follow the typical old process, if I want to maintain whiteboards or the sticky notes, I should have 10 different boards and a floor. It used to occupy a lot of space, number one, and also the given whiteboard or the area which can hold the limited data. It's very difficult to track the backlog or any kind of follow up or limited comments. So that's an issue, right? So in order to overcome this issue, the agile project management tools came into the picture. So the overall idea is to automate this, the entire agile workflow. So in order to visualize it, tracking, and it provides a better collaboration, and it's easy for the whole portfolio management. In current market, we have so many tools, starting from Zoho, JetBrains, Monday.com, Jira, and many more. So as highlighted here, I'm going to take an example of Jira. I created a login for this demo purpose. Let's look at the case study. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of stories and tasks. I'm going to show you how the Jira board look like and what is backlog, how to create a story, what is the current sprint and upcoming sprint, how to assign story points, how to assign the stories to others, and how to create a subtask. Let's get into the Jira board. Let's look at the sample Jira board, how it looks like. I just created a login in the Jira software for this demo purpose. So typically this is how the Jira board looks like. You can see I created a sample stories, sample task to show you, and you can see in the left side we have various options. So you can see the backlog. So the backlog contains the current sprint. I just created for the sprint one that starts from 22nd November to 6th December, the 2 weeks of time. And you can see there is a story which is in progress. There is a task I created that is on the to-do list, and we can click here and create it, or you can have the option to create over here. And we can see the backlog, and this is a story for I took the sample of sales report automation, the frequency on the daily basis, and this would be the n plus 1 scenario. The next sprint, the QA would test that particular story. So let's look at the board. If team have multiple boards, then they can name at the different names. So the respective team members can go to the particular board to view the status of it. So here, if you see, I have three different status. One is the task or story that yet to be started and which is in progress, and once I complete it and ready for the demo or it's completed, I need to migrate it to move to done status. Right, let's look at this, which is in progress. For demo purpose, I kept it over here. uh, I have the Jira number here. I just mentioned as 2. You can see the description. So typically, as a developer point of view or tester point of view, so this would be created by the business analyst or product owner, but we need to understand very well about the acceptance criteria. So the description says what is an objective of this particular story or requirement, and that for a demo or testing purpose, it's segregated with the AC1, AC2. That means like acceptance criteria. So when we develop a story, we need to fulfill the objective with respect to each acceptance criteria. That means like it's the scenario 1, 2, 3, whatever. So this is a very common format of writing acceptance criteria. Let's look at the story first. What is it about? It's about sales report automation daily basis for marketing purpose. Let's look at the description. Generate the sales report in CSV file on daily basis for marketing purpose. Report should contain the following data: store ID, store name, item number, price, and the mode of the payment from the sales database. The acceptance criteria 1 says when store is operational, so that means the working day, Monday to Friday, or the store is open, then create a CSV file with a timestamp. That means, just for work at 9 a.m., then the created file should be available for analysis purpose. So it's very high level. I mean, I'm not a BA person, so the BA can write up better stories than me. If you understand, if you look at the story, it's from the developer point of view, it is not very technical. So what you can see is a technical information. You know what database you have to consider, what are the fields you need to read. Other than that, if you see the acceptance criteria, it's a very high level. The business point of view it's written. So up to my understanding, most of the stories would be created from the business angle, not from the technical angle. But as a developer, what we need to do is we need to understand the background of acceptance criteria, and we need to come out with the analysis, the technical approach, and the questions, and then we need to start the development. So what are the good practices as a developer we need to do is, so you can see the story is you can assign to anyone, okay, or assign to me. If you click it, it will assign to me. Once you completed or you want to assign for somebody, you can put the name here and assign to them. And once the testing is ready, you can move for the demo purpose, you can assign to somebody. The story point is 3. That means I go with the one story point is 8 hours of work, then the 3 days. Even though the story can be completed in 3 days, As a good practice, what we need to do is we need to create a subtask. It's just a sample I provided. Analysis, and I documented the analysis and technical approach for developing this. Or the second task would be, the code changes. Third would be review and check-in kind of. And you can provide the ETA for the story and also for the subtask, so that whoever wants to track the story at any moment they can log in, even though we have a stand up and daily meeting and discussions. So they can log in and see where are we. So now we can see the analysis is completed. I made it as a done and I kept the code changes which is in progress. And we can upload any kind of attachments here. We can create any kind of subtask by clicking this. Um, and very important point is about the comments. So if you have any questions, you can place it. Or when I close the subtask of this, I made a comment saying that okay, I'm analysis completed. I'm starting with the code changes. And also when you demonstrate it and somebody is approved, the product owner and the BA is approved, they can just log in and say it's approved or done. Or if you want to cancel this or abandon this, or they can log in and do it. And Agile, this board, when you put some comments, whoever wants to showcase their capability, it's a very good system. Okay, so this is the place where you can showcase your ability and good practices and the way of your approach. You can easily showcase your ability, the plan. Every developer have the unique style of working, so you can easily showcase it. So this gives the platform for everything. And this is a example of a story, and this is an example of just a task. you know I just created the, we have already seen the difference between task and story have the deliverables. The task is something to doable within few hours. Here I just provided the KT session for the team members. Just it's yet to be done. You can go ahead and change the status here, and you can visualize the overall the workflow of a story or task. Now it's in the to-do list, in progress, and done. And some of the projects have a few more steps also, like maybe the PO review or peer review or whatever it is, right? And yeah, we already spoke about the backlog, and you can go ahead and create any kind of select the project. Either you can create a story task, or you want to raise a defect for your team members, development team. If you're a tester, you can create a bug for uh, the dev team, and any spike you can create. So provide the summary and then the description and assign to particular person, and the label is for tracking purpose. See, for example, when I choose this, let's have your project have a monthly release. So this is meant for December release, and you can choose the which sprint it belongs to. Either you can put them in backlog or current sprint, and you can estimate the story points for it. And also you can link the issues. It's a blocking. Then what are the block for what? I mean, against like any specific defect, or if there is any stories or any dependencies, those things can be done, right? So let me discard this. And typically this is just the sample. And some of the projects, if you look at this, they have the shortcuts for the Confluence. The Confluence have the kind of SharePoint documents, and uh, link for Bitbucket or Git, the version control tools, and Jenkins kind of code migration uh, softwares. So hope you have understood about how the Jira or the Agile software looks like, and the examples about the report generation.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you understood about Agile software. If you have any questions, please comment it below. Thank you once again.